On March 11, 2021, President Biden signed into law the American Rescue Plan, which, among many other things, extended the federal expansion of unemployment benefits enacted by Congress through the CARES Act at the beginning of the pandemic last year. The American Rescue Plan extended federal unemployment through September 6. Now, citing vaccine progress, economic recovery, and lack of workers, some states are terminating the federal unemployment programs early, potentially cutting off millions of claimants from their unemployment benefits. On May 5, Montana announced that all federal programs will end on June 27, 2021. The following significant changes will impact eligibility of nearly all claimants who have been unemployed since the beginning of the pandemic. The Montana Department of Labor and Industry has declared that the biggest threat to Montana's economy isn't the virus, it's a critical labor shortage affecting nearly every industry. Weekly job postings in the state are higher than they were prior to the pandemic. As a result, Montana will be returning unemployment insurance benefits, eligibility and rules to their pre-pandemic status. Here's what you need to know about the changes. Pandemic extended unemployment insurance. What it is. During the pandemic, unemployment benefits for claimants have been extended beyond the traditional 13 weeks by Pandemic Emergency Unemployment Compensation, PEUC. PEUC allowed claimants to extend their time on unemployment where they normally would have expired. How it's changing. Beginning June 27, 2021, Montana will no longer participate in PEUC. Claimants who have exhausted their regular UI benefits will no longer be eligible for payments. Any benefit payments filed prior to June 27, 2021 will include payment for PEUC weeks if you are found eligible. Federal Pandemic Unemployment Compensation, FPUC. What it is. FPUC is a $300 weekly add-on benefit for all types of unemployment assistance. How it's changing. Beginning June 27, 2021, Montana will no longer be issuing the $300 weekly FPUC benefit. Any benefit payments filed prior to June 27, 2021 will include the FPUC payments if you are found eligible. Pandemic Unemployment Assistance, PUA. What it is. PUA presently provides benefits to the self-employed, the underemployed, independent contractors, and individuals who have been unable to work due to health or COVID-19 affected reasons. How it's changing. Beginning June 27, 2021, Montana will no longer participate in the federal PUA program. Any benefit claims filed prior to June 27, 2021 will include PUA payment if you are found eligible. Work search, able and available requirements. What they are. Pandemic-related eligibility rules had suspended requirements that claimants be able to work, available to work, and be actively seeking work. How they're changing. Beginning June 27, 2021, these requirements will be reinstated for UI claimants. Claimants will need to be able and available for work, and actively seek employment. Montana will offer a $1,200 return-to-work bonus as an incentive to re-enter the workforce. To be eligible for the payment, a person must be receiving unemployment benefits as of May 4, accept a job and then maintain that position for at least 4 paid weeks of work. As of Wednesday, May 5, about 23,400 people in Montana were unemployed, according to the Montana Department of Labor. On May 6, just one day after Montana's announcement, Governor Henry McMaster of South Carolina directed the SC Department of Employment and Workforce, DEW, to terminate South Carolina's participation in all federal, pandemic-related unemployment benefit programs, effective June 30, 2021. Governor McMaster directed the agency to take the action in a letter to DEW Executive Director Dan Ellzey. South Carolina's businesses have borne the brunt of the financial impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. Those businesses that have survived, both large and small, and including those in the hospitality, tourism, manufacturing, and healthcare sectors, now face an unprecedented labor shortage, Governor McMaster wrote. The governor continued, "This labor shortage is being created in large part by the supplemental unemployment payments that the federal government provides claimants on top of their state unemployment benefits. In many instances, these payments are greater than the workers' previous paychecks. What was intended to be a short-term financial assistance for the vulnerable and displaced during the height of the pandemic has turned into a dangerous federal entitlement, incentivizing and paying workers to stay at home rather than encouraging them to return to the workplace." In a memo to Governor McMaster, Executive Director Elzey outlined existing federal unemployment programs and what will change when the governor's directive goes into effect on June 30. Those programs include the following: Pandemic Unemployment Assistance, PUA, Pandemic Emergency Unemployment Compensation, PEUC, Federal Pandemic Unemployment Compensation, FPUC, Mixed Earners Unemployment Compensation, MEUC, Emergency Unemployment Relief for governmental entities and nonprofit organizations. Temporary federal funding of the first week of compensable regular unemployment for states with no waiting week. On Friday, May 7, Governor Asa Hutchinson of Arkansas directed the Division of Workforce Service to end the state of Arkansas's participation in the federal supplemental unemployment assistance after June 26. The programs were implemented to assist the unemployed during the pandemic when businesses were laying off employees and jobs were scarce, Governor Hutchinson said. As we emerge from COVID-19, retail and service companies, restaurants, and industry are attempting to return to pre-pandemic unemployment levels, but employees are as scarce today as jobs were a year ago. The $300 federal supplement helped thousands of Arkansans make it through this tough time, so it served a good purpose. Now we need Arkansans back on the job so that we can get our economy back to full speed. In a letter to Dr. Sharice Childers, director of the Division of Workforce Services, Hutchinson wrote, "I want to thank you and your team at the Division of Workforce Services, DWS, for the significant work you have accomplished over the past 14 months to assist Arkansans affected by the economic consequences caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. Through our regular unemployment insurance program and temporary federal programs, almost 3 million unemployment claims have been processed, providing almost $3 billion in assistance to the people of Arkansas. We are very fortunate in Arkansas that our economy is rebounding so quickly. Our state revenue is ahead of forecast, and business is once again expanding. Our state unemployment rate of 4.4% is well below the national rate and only 0.6% above the pre-pandemic level. At this point in our economic recovery, I have confidence that the extraordinary federal unemployment measures that have been put in place for over a year have accomplished their purposes. Continuing these programs until the planned expiration date of September 4, 2021, is not necessary and actually interferes with the ability of employers to fill over 40,000 job vacancies in Arkansas. In order to safeguard the progress that we are making, we must return our state unemployment system to normal functioning. Accordingly, I hereby direct DWS to terminate the state of Arkansas's participation in the Federal Pandemic Unemployment Compensation (FPUC) program, the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance, the Pandemic Emergency Unemployment Compensation (PEUC) program, the Mixed Earner Unemployment Compensation (MEUC) program, the Emergency Unemployment Relief for Governmental Entities and Nonprofit Organizations program, and the temporary federal funding of the first week of compensable regular unemployment for states with no waiting week program, effective June 26, 2021. I am also directing DWS to provide maximum job search assistance to those Arkansans still receiving unemployment benefits so that they may transition back to employment. So far, only the 3 states mentioned have declared they are opting out early. It is yet to be seen how many other states will. A question we've been getting a lot is whether it is legal to do that and if states have the authority to stop the federal programs, since the American Rescue Plan extended them through September 6. If we look at the text of the CARES Act, we find that the programs are enacted as an agreement between the states and Washington, and a state can withdraw from the agreement with a 30-day advance notice. The text of the law from the sections on PEUC, PUA, MEUC, and FPUC in the CARES Act read verbatim, "Any state which desires to do so may enter into and participate in an agreement under this section with the Secretary of Labor," in this section referred to as the Secretary. Any state which is a party to an agreement under this section may, upon providing 30 days written notice to the Secretary, terminate such agreement. So the wording of the law indicates that states opted into these programs, and, with a 30-day notice, can legally opt out and terminate any or all of the programs. The pandemic is clearly not yet over and the economy still hasn't recovered. But will other states follow suit? We hope to see most states pay the maximum weeks of unemployment, through September 6, as allowed by the CARES Act and the American Rescue Plan, and to not terminate the benefits that the millions who have lost the jobs during the pandemic rely on to survive. William E. Spriggs, an economist and professor at Howard University, said in an interview with ABC News that there is no data to prove that unemployment checks are preventing Americans from returning to work. There's no job shortage, in terms of workers. There's a wage shortage, said Spriggs, adding that research shows many employers want to pay rotten wages and have rotten hours. Bookmark our FPUC tracker. Link in video description. To keep track of which states are pulling out of the American Rescue Plan early. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave a comment below. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel for many more helpful videos and news about unemployment. Please also follow Unemployment PUA on Twitter.